Hey guys, what's up? And hello to Go That Funk. 4 days ago, he did a 5 questions challenge thing where basically you ask him 5 questions and then he will ask you 5 questions back and we each got to answer them. So I decided, you know what, let me throw my hat in the ring and do it too because I thought this would be fun. I know that this might actually be a little bit too late, but, you know, just in case I'm able to get in, here I am trying to see if I can get in. And if not, it's no biggie. I know I normally don't do this sort of thing, but I think this would be kind of fun considering the questions that we're asking. And I do remember back when Coughlin did this with Night Vision fandom way back when. And I just figured, you know, what the hell? This seems like it would be fun. So I figured, you know, I might as well, you know, actually try to do this and have some fun with it. Anyway, let me get on with this. I gotta come up with 5 questions. 5 questions. And I gotta make these good. So, first question. Though this one you're gonna have to kind of listen for a bit. This one takes a bit of a setup. Okay, here's the premise. Right now, the world is full of, you know, misery and decay and war and bloodshed and all that because this is pretty much the way the gods want it. Yet, let's pretend right now that certain gods exist, particularly the Christian one, the Muslim one, and, you know, let's just say all of them do, but right now, the ones who are ultimately in charge are the Christian one and the Muslim one because those are the ones who are devouring the most lives. See, that's one of the ways that they can get power. Either they can just get it through human faith, or they can also take it through the usurpation of souls, and definitely through bloodshed. Remember all the blood sacrifices that happened way back when with animals and also with human beings? They get a lot of power over that. Now, the Cosmic Order doesn't like what's going on. They're getting sick and tired of the abuse that these gods are controlling on the earth. So they feel that it is time to boot out the old regime and bring in a new one, which will hopefully bring in much more balance and harmony to the world and quite possibly bring human beings into a more enlightened state. But where are they going to get these gods from? They decide the best ones to pick are people who've already had a human experience. So they select certain human beings on the planet to become the new gods. You are one of the people who have been chosen. What's your sphere of influence? That's the question. What would be your godly title, your godly mantle? You know, what I mean by sphere of influence is basically what are you in control of? What's your power? Because a god, you know, is usually in control of something. So what are you? The god of fire? You're a god of beer? You're a god of cheese doodles? You're a god of justice? What exactly is your sphere of influence and why? Why did you pick that? And also realize that you're going to be one of the people who's going to be ousting the old ones too. So I guess that will factor into your decision. Or maybe not. I don't know. But that's the first question. Done. Second question. This one's kind of borrowing Jack LaFour's question a bit. But not really. Okay. You know how you said you had a fantasy road trip thing where, you know, you wanted to go across America? You have a certain way you want to go across the country. Let's say you're doing it. What would be the road stop you wanted to go to the most? Like what attraction, what particular road stop, monuments, tourist trap, whatever, what particular spot do you actually look forward to visiting while you're on this trip? Speaking of somebody who's made road trips across this country before, I know there's some really interesting sites around here. So if there's one you haven't visited, or maybe there's one you have visited you want to check out again, what is your favorite road stop to check out in, you know, anywhere in this country? And if you want, if there's one in another country that you think is better, I guess you can mention that one too. But what would be that road stop you really wanted to go to? Hell, you can tell us about it and even put up a link to it so we can see it too. That would be great. But boom, take care of that. Okay, question 3. What would be one of your favorite works of fiction that helped to influence your worldview? Yeah, you heard me correctly. Works of fiction. Too many people, when they're talking about books that help to change their lives, shape their worldviews, always pick something, you know, nonfiction. Like they'll talk about the works of Richard Dawkins or something. That's too easy. Nah. Fiction. I want to know what work of fiction helped to shape your worldview. Now, it could be more than one. and most likely it is more than one, because people who have a worldview shaped only by one freaking source, and we know what we're talking about here. Yeah, we're influenced by many things, but I especially want to hear fiction, because quite frankly, fiction has a way of reaching us in ways that nonfiction doesn't, that philosophical treatises don't. I know there are people right now watching this, not just you, who they read some story or some fantasy book or some science fiction thing or whatever, drama, hell, maybe even a romance novel. I'll go that far. Something that when they read it, they went, whoa, I never thought of that before. And they go out later on and like, shit, that's got a good point. What work of fiction helped to shape your worldview? That's question 3. Question 4. Okay, fuck it. I'll go with a mainstay. You're invited to my house for dinner. You actually are one of the people I'd probably invite to my house for dinner. But never mind. Actually, let's make it Thanksgiving, because here I can actually add more stuff to the table. Okay? We're all there, dining room, got the table all set up. All my other friends are there, and I got some pretty insane friends, but whatever. We're all there. We got the turkey. We got the yams. Yeah, I'm saying yams. There's a difference between sweet potatoes and yams, people. Look the shit up. We got the yams. We got the salad with the spinach leaves and the romaine lettuce and the cut up tomatoes and the cucumbers and maybe even some sprinkled onions in there. Onions are good in salad. I don't care what anyone says. We got the salad dressings, and my wife is yelling croutons. Yes, we'll throw some croutons in too. You got your rolls with the butter and stuff like that. We got our mashed potatoes. We got our stuffing, either cornbread stuff. Well, actually, no, cornbread and sage stuffing, because I know some people prefer one over the other. We got my coconut rice and beans, which I like making so much. Brown beans, coconut rice. It's really, really good. I guess that's it. I don't really want to overload everybody too much. Okay, so, oh yeah, and of course the pie and dessert and stuff like that, but, pumpkin pie and cherry pie. That sounds good. So, all that's on the table. We make our fake prayer. I mean, it's me and my friends. So, I say, dig in! What do you want to try first? Let's pretend we're not doing this whole main course, we put everything in phases. Okay, first we eat our salad, and then we eat... Nah. Dig in, motherfuckers. Eat. What are you reaching for first? What do you want to taste? That's my 4th question. And the 5th question, and I guess I have to ask this considering the name that I go by on YouTube. Alright. We're practicing in my backyard. Okay, we're sparring. Even if you don't know a sword art, pretend you know a sword art. We're sparring in the backyard. What style are you using against me? I use the Chinese jian. What would you be using against me? Would you be using German longsword, perhaps? Possibly Spanish rapier, Italian rapier? Would you be using more of a side sword, which is actually its use is similar to the jian in many ways? Would you be going katana? Would you be using Chinese dou? What style would you want to use? And I'm limiting this to swords, by the way, because if I just simply say what weapon you'd use, then we can start getting silly with this. I bring in a trebuchet. Not like what sword style would you want to use? And if you don't know one, just pretend you know one. What style would you want to use? Or I guess if you wanted to learn a sword style, what would you pretend to use against me in the backyard? Practice, of course. This is not a battle to the death or anything. So, yeah, those are my 5 questions. I hope you find them interesting, and I look forward to seeing yours if I'm lucky enough to actually get a response. So, catch you later.